Hello, good morning, folks. How are you? Today, we are continuing from effect looks as we left this on yesterday. So, uh, let's see. Use effect is such an important concept. I actually talked with some of the front-end developers, like, this is what I'm learning and this is how I'm doing. And they said it's fine, but they told me to like make some projects and understand this under the hood, like how this uh, hooks works and like the basic concepts like rendering and fetching data and stuff like that. So yeah, let's dive into it. Effect hooks. We have already used effect hooks like called state hooks that were introduced along with React version. State hooks. State. Yeah, like the use state, right? Yep. This is, let's say, effects let a component connect and synchronize with external systems. This includes dealing with network, browser DOM, animations, widgets written using a different UI library and other non-React code. As such, effect hooks are precisely the right tool to use when fetching data from a server. Let's remove the fetching of data from main.jsx since we are going to be retrieving the nodes from the. I think I was yesterday, yep, messing with it, and I implemented use effect hook to see. Let's see, show important nodes, zero render, where development, yeah, development, and when I say so important, okay. So I think I should skip this part since it's already been done. I think I left where there was a photo or something. Yep, here. Often. Uh, that a function usually takes two parameters. First is a function. Okay. So yesterday I wanted to see something like this. Let me commit this out. Okay, gst add dot gst. So if okay, that should do it. Let's say the first is a function, the effect itself. According to the documentation, by default, effects run after every completed render, but you can choose to fire it only when certain values have changed. So by default, the effect is always run after the component has been rendered. In our cases, however, we only want to execute the effect along with the first render. The second parameter of use effect is used to specify how often the effect is run. If the second parameter is an empty array, then the effect is only run along with the first render of the component. So this is although they have like saying here as plainly, but this is really an important one. Like the use effect, the content of inside this use effect will run when the first render of this app component will happen. So let's say if I reload, then I should get a use effect. Let's see if I fully reload this. No, I didn't get it. Why? Let's look at the code for a bit. And what we did get it is this. That means this is not running. And why is that? So let's see. I think I missed a few parts here. Okay, the think back to the sequence of event we just discussed. Which part of the code are done in what order, how often? Understanding the order of events is critical. Yep, just what I want. currently doing now. Not that we could have also written in the code of the effect function this way. Event handler. Okay, so they inside the use effect they created another function. Okay, inside this use effect, let's see if I copy this. Now let me see what changes did it. Okay, so it ran effect. No. So I have event handler and this should be something like this. So basically a function was promise axios and promise dot then a reference to an event handler function is assigned to the variable called event handler. The promise returned by the get method of axios is stored in the variable promise. The registration of the callback happens by giving the event handler variable, referring to the event handler function as an argument to the then method of the promise. It isn't usually necessary to assign function and promises to variables, and a more compact way of representing things as seen below is sufficient. Just like previously we did. We still have a problem with our application. When adding new nodes, they are not stored on the server. Part 2 to 4 on this branch. Let's see. Let's directly look at the code. This one and app component. So inside that I have node and this is use effect. Okay, it is exactly like what we are currently doing. The development runtime environment. The configuration for the whole application has steadily grown more complex. Let's review what happens and where. The following image describes the makeup of the application. So we have something called React app inside the browser. We have JavaScript code running on this React app server, and we have a JSON server. And this here is thing our files app index and db. The JavaScript code making our React application is run in the browser. The browser gets the JavaScript from the React developer server, which is the application that runs after running the command npm run dev. The dev server transforms the JavaScript into a format understood by the browser. Among other things, it stitches together JavaScript from different files into one file. We will discuss the dev server in more detail in part 7 of the course. The React application running in the browser fetches the JSON formatted data from JSON server running on port 3001 on the machine. The server we query the data from JSON server gets its data from the file called db.json. At this point in development, all the parts of the application happen to reside on the software developer's machine, otherwise known as localhost. The situation changes when the application is deployed to the internet. Okay, let's see. Now we have some exercises, and inside that we have to work on the phone book part. Let's see. We continue with developing the phone book. Store the initial state of the application in the file db.json, which should be placed in the root of the project. Okay, so I think I should make the checkout the phone book, and inside this phone book, I would like to change a few things, which is this. Update this. Exercise. Yeah. So phone book. So this command, if somebody who don't know is, it's generally I'm doing something like git push origin phone book, but it's a shorthand property for something like this. So I have configured some aliases in my local machine, so I don't have to type a lot of things like that. Okay. Start JSON server. Start JSON server on port 3001. Okay. So now let me see what was the command. I forgot actually. It was inside the part 2 packet JSON, which is this server. Okay. So inside the part 2, and we run. Okay. So now it's running inside. Let's see. Let me do this here. Localhost 3001 and nodes. Why? Something must have happened. Let's see. Rather than calling nodes, I would like to be called. Um, let's see. Something did happen, and it says person. Yeah. Look. Okay. Uh, let's see in the browser. If you and actually, let me look at why it says persons because of this. The name of the array of object. If I change to something like let's say folks, so now the endpoint will be that. What is if I do folks? So let me change it back just how it was. Persons. Okay. Now let's see. If you see if you receive the following error message, it means that port is already used. That initial state of changes to data from the server. Okay. What? It was just this? Hmm. Let's see. I don't really understand what they mean by this, but I guess I have completed. Modify the application such that the initial state of the data is fetched from the server using the Axios library. Complete the fetching with an effect hook. Okay, so inside this, inside my phone book, let's say where is my phone book? Phone book. Uh, uh, let's see. Where was it? Inside my app. I would like to see the phone book part. I can see the new notes. No, not note phone book. Let's see where is the code for that. Note notes. Man, this thing are all about notes and stuff like that. So basically, what I can see is that let me look at my commit for a bit. So, let's see the phone component refactored code. This exercise 2.10. If I look at the exercise 2, service nodes. Nah, man, this is not good. Okay, so something like this. Filter, filter. Yes, I get this is the file, browse files at this point. Um, let's see, see. Yeah. Okay, this one. So they want me to get the app where it is coming from. Let's see, GST, GH dot, get app component, full book, phone book, and let's see my components a bit. I have let's see, three component filter. So inside that I just have to remove the nodes component, right? Okay, so let me commit this as well. Node component from phone book. Yep. Okay, so now let me see the full. If I say something as Dan, okay, it's working. Okay, so let's see. Let me read the question again. Modify the application such that the initial state of the data is fetched from the server using the Axios library. Complete the fetching with an effect loop. Okay, so they want me to do use using use effect. They want me to get the initial data, get the initial data. Let's say fetch this one, right? So let's see, sun dot then I will say response already is in a JSON, so response is equal to sort of log response to data. Let's see if we can get the data. Okay, it says something called response, but let's see if I can do response dot JSON and dot then. Okay, that is still coming as undefined. What I want to know is that I am already giving this persons array, so I don't think I need something like this. Can I even see that what response I'm getting it? Okay, okay. So I don't need data at all. So here I have get this, and inside my initial, let's see this. If I set persons to this, let's see if it if I can make something like this, then what will happen? No, it didn't work. So so can I do set person? Okay, so I have to set the initial state. That means shouldn't I move use state to first thing? And let's see if I'm giving this an empty array. And if I say, let's say, const person data is equal to user vector, then if I can pass person data here without the parentheses, now these properties of undefined filling filter. Where is the filter coming from? Okay. So this person's object, I think they are not getting it. Yep, that must be the part of it. Let's see. Let's see. This use effect. I am confused. So let me clear my confusion by asking the ChatGPT about this. Okay, so this is my app component code, and my task is to get the initial state of person from the URL, and for that I am to use effect. Now from the current implementation, can you tell me if I am doing this the right way? Let's see when this happens. We have our water break. Okay, again they said that I am very close. Right now you're treating it like this, but useEffect returns undefined or a cleaner function, not your fetch data, so it becomes undefined, which is wrong. Fetch data and useEffect is not fetch data, it is after render run side effects. That's a huge distinction. Correct architecture should be the flow should be like the initial render person should be empty. Use reference fetch data and set person's data to re-render. Okay, if that's what they are saying, then what I can do is let's say the initial data should be empty, right? And the after the after after the render, I would like to update my person set person with the data. Let's say if I currently do this, then am I getting, let's say, the data? Yes, I did get a. And if I do set person here, what happened? It rendered again. Let's see if I do const person's data is equal to this and do something like this. Set person's data to person's data. It does giving me an error. calling, like calling session during render may trigger an infinite. Yep. Okay. So what they want me to do? Mm, let's see. App use effect. Okay. And, I was this close actually. So they want me to do this inside uh, this set person's data to response. Okay. This looks good. And if I do, if okay, John Doe number is this. So if I do now this, now I can do something like this. Uh, fetch the fetch uh data from the URL and put that into initial state. Phone book. Okay, this is good exercise. I really loved it, even though I took help from the ChatGPT, but at least I was close and understood that I have to use effect. And to see that inside this response, I should have done. Let's see if I clear this just for the sake of it. Let's see if I'm gonna get the same data or not. Okay, so this completes our altering data in server, sending data to the server. Okay, this looks good, and I think this is I should like work this thing on. Let's see. Uh, Basically, what I'm currently planning is that I would like to dive a little deeper in use effect. Like I want to see what exactly it is, and I would like to read a few things from this as well. Inside this use effect, what exactly it is. Example, how to use effect in React. Let's see. Okay, there is so much uh, stuff here. Connecting to an external system, wrapping effects in custom hooks, controlling a non-react widgets, fetching data with effects, specifying reactive dependency. Okay, use effect, use effect. Okay, so folks, I think I'm gonna end this stream today for this because let's see, I would like to have few time to understand use effect and let's do this tomorrow, altering data in